Hello everyone, welcome to the Urban Madness Workshop. That is done. Finito. Surprised it didn't break it. Big chunks out of it and everything. I'm going to show Kevin that and he's going to probably crap. And I'm wondering why it couldn't keep up. It's a good thing that thing didn't break on the road. So, that's going to go on the wall of shame. It is just fried. But, that's not a big deal. We're going to change the belt to anyway. But what is a big deal is what it did to the variator. This is supposed to be like a mirror. And it's actually got grooves worn in it, and it's got a blue tint. That means it dealt with a lot of heat, and it's burned. Same here. The dowel pin's not even sliding through it nice and smooth like it normally does. Normally this thing just falls out. And that's probably because it's filled with belt dust. But could probably clean that up. But I can't do anything about the faces. So, the weights actually, believe it or not, look like they're in good shape. They're not flat spotted or anything. That means the ramps are probably okay as well. But what we are going to do is we're going to replace the variator. We've got it apart. This thing didn't have any performance. It was slow. And this is probably 90% of the problem right here. This is probably what's really hurting it. It probably was also causing a little bit of the fuel starvation problem because the motor has to work a hell of a lot harder. So, but you can feel there's grooves in it. And that's from where the belt rode, but didn't get all the way up, and the belt was in such bad shape that it was slipping. And the groove's really pronounced on the variator fan. This is the fan face. It's really bad on that side. This side here, it's not quite as pronounced, but it is there. You can feel it. And like I said, everything's got a blue tint. That means that it got really hot. You know, for a belt to do that to a sheave, because that's basically what this is. It's just a pulley. You know, you've had some slippage. So. This thing's a mess, but it's going to be a pretty decent running little scooter when we're done with it. The exhaust system has come in. I don't have it yet. Kevin's got it at his house. I'm probably going to put that on this weekend. They got rain forecasts, so we're not going to get to ride it anyway. So I can kind of take my time, make sure everything's done right on this thing, which is what I do anyway, but I hate to rush when I'm trying to get everything set up just so. And it's gonna be. I think it's gonna impress him when he gets it back, because it's gonna just run like a whole new bike. You know, it's gonna be tightened up. It's just gonna run decent. The other thing I want to do is I'm gonna take this fairing loose. I'm gonna see what I can do with the wiring to the headlights. The headlights are working, but they are a little intermittent still. I had it all tore apart, and I got most of that working right, but it's still not quite right. But the other thing is, this thing's got a nasty rattle. I'm sure having chunks out of the belt didn't help, because that belt's constantly moving, even when the scooter's not. So I'm sure it was shaking everything. So the scooter's going to be a lot smoother. But anyway, this plastic here rattles against this. So I'm thinking about taking a piece of insulating tape and putting it just on the inside lip right here to see if I can't quiet this down. And I think that's going to make a huge difference. I think I do that. We're going to put the exhaust in so that baffle's not rattling around anymore. It's getting a uni filter. I'm probably going to have to upjet this thing just because it's going to be breathing better. But like I said, it's going to run like a whole new scoot. I've got an oil leak I got to chase out of it. So seeping from the valve cover. The valve cover gasket on this thing's in horrific shape. And I I'd like to convince Kevin to buy a new one, but I think for now we're just going to RTB it up because Kevin has spent quite a bit of money on this thing, and we're throwing another, probably another 45-50 bucks at it to get everything up and running just right on it. But like I said, when we're done, it's going to be so worth it. It's going to run so much better. Well, guys, got the uni filter on it. Got all the emissions off of it. Clean it up. This thing's starting to sound like a motorcycle. That intake is gnarly sounding. Let me start it up for you. Doesn't sound nasty. Like Janet Jackson. Of course, it's really responsive right now because it doesn't have a variator on it, but starting to sound pretty damn good though. Get that exhaust on it tomorrow and it's really going to come alive. Well, I might not make the exhaust tomorrow, but get that exhaust on it this weekend. And this thing's going to really start sounding gnarly. Get a racing variator on it and get the weights tuned right, and this thing's gonna cook. It's already like, it's gonna be a different bike. That's all I can say. Pikachu's gonna be on steroids.